Dr. Banner?
No, Banner. Only Hulk.
Finally, Marvel has done it and brought back one of Stan Lee's greatest creations with a bang. Yes, Spider-Man Brand New Day has been screened exclusively for some very lucky people on this planet, and their reactions are overwhelmingly positive. I was a little skeptical about how Destin Daniel Cretton would pull this movie off, given that it's crowded with so many characters, but now that we're so close to the release, it's a good time to check out the test screening reactions, and they're quite convincing. I'm not gonna lie, hearing that it received a standing ovation has subdued my doubts to some extent, because God knows how desperately Marvel needs to keep winning over fans, especially when they're preparing us for Avengers Doomsday. I'm not gonna keep you in anticipation any longer, so here goes some of the earliest reaction to Spidey's new venture, and trust me, they'll make you count the days till the 31st.
Never forget that, no matter how powerful you become. I miss you, mate.
The official logline for Spider-Man Brand New Day reads as, "It's a brand new day for Peter Parker, fighting crime full-time as Spider-Man, in a world that doesn't remember him, and the pressure of seeing his old friends move on without him sparks a change in Peter that he may not have the power to control. But that transformation might also be the only thing that can stop a shocking new threat to the city, and those he loves, a powerful villain that no one can even see. The world may have forgotten Peter Parker, but he hasn't forgotten them." And it was very hard to contain our excitement to see what a new day, in the very literal sense of the term, brings for the wall crawler after Spider-Man No Way Home left us on a brutal cliffhanger. On top of that, the last official trailer, which released a couple of days ago, only fueled our hype. Now we know it was all worth it. On that note, we have a very interesting video on every Easter egg that you might have missed in the final trailer amidst all the big swings that Spider-Man was taking. Check that out maybe? Anyway, coming back to the first reactions of Spider-Man Brand New Day, the movie has been showered with praise by a group of audiences at the test screening. The famous entertainment commentator John Campea talked about what he heard from sources about the film on a recent episode of The John Campea Show, and said, "I was talking to somebody a couple of days ago who let me know that there had been a couple of test screenings, and the word they gave me was that the reactions have been better than they hoped, and beyond excellent has been the response. In fact, according to him, the reactions have been better than what the studio had hoped for." Damn! Beyond excellent! I'm losing my mind. This suggests that the film might be connecting more closely to the foundations of Spider-Man's comic history, and that, my friends, is extremely important, because we know just how sprawling Spidey's legacy is on the pages. When producers Amy Pascal and Kevin Feige talked to Collider about the new movie, they stated that Brand New Day will be visually captivating and apparently have some brilliant shots, unlike what we've seen in the last 3 films. In their words, director Destin Daniel Cretton did a very good job of pulling from the comics, pulling from very specific comic covers, and even the PlayStation game. That has added to the visual language of Spider-Man in such an amazing way.
Destin did a very good job, as you can tell, of pulling from the comic, the PlayStation game.
If you've noticed, the final trailer did give us some glimpses which prove that Tom Holland's Peter Parker can recreate iconic moments pretty faithfully. Another insider claimed that the reaction to the test screening was overall very strong, and people left happy and satisfied. The movie has been screened only partially to some viewers, and they were blown away just by watching the first 30 minutes, while some people close to production got a chance to watch the entire film. The director said, "I can't say what happens, but I'm very, very excited about the movie. I'm really excited about the small test screenings and how it's connecting with an audience. Of course, it's a big blockbuster. It's super fun. It's got all the heart and humor you would want from a Spider-Man movie." Yeah, it was indeed super fun according to the viewers. To quote another insider, Cryptic HD Quality said, "I only heard about one and it was internal. The people who saw it were very pleased." Now, if you keep up with Marvel updates, I'm sure you know about Scooper My Time to Shine Hello, who's known for breaking down Marvel and even DC cast and plot insights, even before official announcements. He too echoed the same sentiments when he said, "There was a recent test screening for Spider-Man Brand New Day, and the reaction was overwhelmingly positive." This movie is extremely essential for Spider-Man's arc in the Marvel Cinematic Universe for 2 main reasons. 1, it needs to wrap up Peter Parker's trilogy in a holistic manner, and 2, tease a new storyline, and if we're that lucky, a new saga itself. And the news is, Spider-Man Brand New Day has excelled at both. In the same interview with Collider, Pascal explained that unlike the previous films, which intentionally held back from fully exploring Peter's relationship with New York City, Brand New Day will be changing that. And if we link this to the trailers, yes, there have been a lot of shoots featuring Spider-Man interacting with the city like never before. Though we're still not sure what character Sadie Sink might be playing, Pascal has confirmed that she's in the film to shape Peter's journey. According to her, "We've done something different this time than we've done before, and we're pleased with how it came out. The thing about her character, which is true of all the characters in the movie, is that they're all helping to tell Peter's story. That's always how we decide who's going to be the characters in these movies, is what characters are going to tell the stories that we want to tell about Peter." That's exactly right. What's intriguing about it is how the story is told, and how Destin and our writers told the story. It's really just whenever we try to hold back on anything. It's purely for the best opening weekend experience for the audience. Holland has himself reflected on his role in Spider-Man Brand New Day and stated, "You know, we're probably seeing the most truthful version of what Spider-Man means to New York City at the beginning of this movie. Standing on the world stage and beaming and doing all of his amazing stuff, then coming home to a pretty grubby New York apartment." He also said in an interview with Entertainment Tonight that when he first saw the film, he was very happy. To quote Holland, "I saw it in Burbank, in the Disney offices, and I was gonna watch it twice. I always like to watch movies twice, because the first time you watch it, it's so difficult to watch it and enjoy it, because you're just kind of watching yourself and you're critiquing. I ran upstairs to the editing suite where, Destin was with all of our amazing editors, and I was literally jumping up and down." This is coming from the man who has been donning the suit for a decade now, and I'm inclined to believe that Holland isn't hyping us up for nothing. So, why is a positive reaction to test screening so important for Spider-Man Brand New Day? Well, because Marvel really needs this one to land. Given the MCU has had a mixed run over the past few years, Spider-Man has usually been the character fans rallied behind whenever the wider franchise stumbled. After all, Spider-Man No Way Home almost touched the $2 billion mark at the global box office, so expectations for Brand New Day have naturally shot through the roof. It's no longer about getting a hit picture. Sony and Marvel are hoping for a film that can reignite excitement about getting a hit picture. Sony and Marvel are hoping for a film that can reignite excitement for the franchise and remind audiences why Tom Holland's Spider-Man has been one of the MCU's biggest success stories. And you know what makes Brand New Day even more interesting? It's the fact that Marvel has shown the guts to do something fresh instead of rehashing what came before. As a result, we have an older Peter Parker this time, who's completely on his own. He's learning how to be Spider-Man without the support system that was the foundation of the Home trilogy. Moreover, since the film is expected to explore Peter's mutation, we'll finally see the MCU treading into areas it has never dared to explore before. Thanks to Pascal and Feige, we also have some more information about Hulk and Punisher's characters in the film. According to Amy, the supporting cast was chosen carefully to reflect Peter's own struggles and added that these characters are also isolated, but they want to do the right thing in the world and possess a pretty big Achilles heel, making them the perfect companions to help tell Peter Parker's journey. Kevin Feige agreed and said that both characters fit Peter thematically. He also pointed out that Punisher was originally created in a Spider-Man comic, making it something Marvel had always wanted to see on screen. Feige further noted that Tom Holland and Jon Bernthal already share a close relationship, and the movie will deliver the first proper on-screen team-up between Spider-Man and the Hulk. Pascal then teased that fans can expect really classic moments between Spider-Man and Hulk and Spider-Man and Punisher in the film, and that alone tells us that Brand New Day will heavily lean into some of Spider-Man's most iconic comic book dynamics. Also, there's great news. Spider-Man Brand New Day has a director's cut, and this is the version which got a standing ovation. Now, we don't know whether we'll be able to see that, but Pascal and Feige said it was the first time that Kevin and I stood up after a director's cut and cheered. Really hoping that we get to see this version one way or the other. Oh, by the way, Spider-Man Brand New Day's runtime is about 2 hours and 25 minutes, which is shorter than No Way Home, but considerably more than Homecoming and Far From Home. And from all these reactions, it seems like we're gonna be in for a non-stop roller coaster. Now, coming to Holland's future in the franchise, the actor stated that he will love to keep playing Spider-Man for as long as they're willing to cast him. However, Holland also said he's not hesitant to pass on the baton, and even has a name in mind for who can be the MCU's next web-slinger. He told Esquire, Owen Cooper would be really awesome. Obviously, he's super talented and he's the talk of the town right now. I was absolutely blown away by Cooper's performance in the Netflix show Adolescence, but a part of me really doesn't want to see Holland leave. Before I wrap up, here's a tiny bit of info from the producers about the timeline of Brand New Day. It's set 4 years after No Way Home in the larger Marvel-verse. The events of this movie will be taking place right before Avengers Doomsday, and the movie might explain why Spider-Man is missing from the lineup of heroes going against Dr. Doom. Alright guys, that's all for today. We're still waiting for the early reviews, and given how good the test screening responses are, I've got a good feeling about what the critics might say. Anyway, fingers crossed. Do let us know how excited you are to see Spider-Man back in action, and if you liked the video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!